Hello, Stampin' friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the US. If you are returning to see another Make It Monday, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, and thanks for stopping by. I do a Make It Monday video every week, and happy that you are joining us today. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button at the end. I'd really appreciate that. We're going to do a sneak peek today with all kinds of fun new product, but before I get started with that, I just wanted to remind everyone of the last chance product sale. We only have about a week, actually I guess it is a week, right? Left to order from the retiring annual catalog. So if you still have wish list items from that catalog that are retiring, now is the time to put your order in. April 23rd, which was last week, was the last date that the stamp sets were guaranteed. So not only do you run the risk of the tools and embellishments and inks and cardstock retiring, but also now the stamp sets might become not available. So work with your demonstrator if you have one. If you don't, and you don't even have the retiring list, you can absolutely go out to my website, addictedstamper.stampinup.net, and review that list. That will be in under the specials. On my website, you can see what all is available, and if there is something that you would like to order, and again, you don't have another demonstrator that you're working with, you can place an order right there, have it shipped directly to you. This is my hostess code. All orders over $35 get entered into a drawing each month for product, and that code will actually run through May 3rd. We're going to leave that one up until the new catalog launch on the 4th. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can hit me up here, or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Lori Staley, Stampin' Up Demonstrator on Facebook, and Lori Staley Addicted Stamper on Pinterest. Okay, I think that is everything I wanted to cover with regards to that. So let me move that out of the way. Let me bring in what we're going to make today, and it is this beautiful card, and I want to share with you the pieces from the new catalog that we're using. We're going to start out with the hand-penned petals, and as you can see, some of those images do look like they're hand-sketched, and of course it has the coordinating dies. So you have the outline dies that will cut out your stamped images, but you have a lot of these different detail or standalone dies as well. And then of course you have that beautiful scallop and stitched edging that you can use. So it is a great bundle, and yep, it is a bundle. It's $46.75 for the bundle, which reflects a 10% discount. The dies alone are $30 and the stamp set is $22. But when you purchase that as a bundle, you get that 10% discount. The other tool that we're using that's brand new is the scalloped contour dies. And of course, that's how I made the black border there. So check out all those frames. I'm a frame girl. I love matting. And these are going to become quickly one of my favorites, I'm sure. These will also layer very nicely with your stitched rectangles. So if you already have those, you're great. You're in a good place to use these as matting. Of course, there are images here that will cut out the stamped images from the coordinating, I think it's called Color and Contour stamp set. So that is a bundle. I don't actually have the stamp set because when I saw these, I thought, oh, I think I just want the dies. And of course, the minute I started playing with them, I decided I wanted the stamp set too. So I neglected to obviously order the bundle initially, and then I neglected to put the stamp set on my second pre-order. So I'm going to have to wait till the 4th now when I place my next order. But one of the huge benefits of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, obviously, is that we can pre-order when new products are being released and get our hands on them and get to play with them before anyone else. So I do love that. That bundle is $50.25, and that does reflect the 10% discount, which you can get, but I will not be getting that discount because I didn't order it as a bundle to begin with. All right, so we are also using several of the in colors. We're using the soft succulent and the fresh freesia. And of course, this flower and our little in color gems, which is a new product as well, is the polished pink. So let me get started with this. Now, one of the other pieces that I'm using is the Pearlized Paper. And I believe this paper was released with the Butterfly Brilliance suite of products that they had brought out as an early release. So I'm going to use that to stamp our focal image and our greeting on. And we're going to start with that because the Pearlized Paper is beautiful and it gives us a little bit of sparkle without us having to do anything, but it also takes a little while for ink to dry on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp this with Memento because we are going to color it in with our Stampin' Blends. Get that nice and inked up. Grab my foam pad, right? Because this is a photopolymer stamp and it will just give us the cushion that is missing and allow us hopefully to get a really nice impression. Let's see what we got. Oh yes, we got a very nice impression. I'm going to lay that over here to dry. I'm also going to bring in the little piece that we're going to use for our tag. This is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. Now you don't have to worry about writing the measurements down. They will be down underneath the video. So you will find the all the measurements there. The products that I used will be listed. So on the 4th you can come back and grab some of those if you would like. I know that this piece will probably let me slide in there pretty safely. I always flip it over to check the back. But you know what? That actually looks crooked in there. That doesn't look too bad. Let's try that. And I can kind of shake that out of there, hopefully, because it really, not supposed to use a piece quite that small, but I would never be able to put it back in now and get the other side. So what I do is I put a handle on my piece, and I just put a little bit of our seal and attach this to, whoops, wrong end. We want to do the end that we've already punched, obviously, so that we can slide it in and get the other end punched. Just like so. There we go. I'm going to flip that over, make sure that is about where I want it. And now I've got both ends punched, right? So I do love those double image punches. I'll leave that there because we're going to stamp the thanks out of the same hand pen stamp set. And we're of course going to do that in Memento as well, and then lay this aside to dry. Now you can absolutely, if you're in a hurry, you can hit this with a heat tool. But I'm going to let it set, and then if I still need to come back and dry it a little bit, we'll pull the heat tool in. Okay, so I'm going to lay that over to the side as well, just so I don't accidentally bump it while I continue on with the card. All right, so our card base is just the 5.5 by 8.5 soft succulent. And then I have just a plain piece of the Freesia, the fresh Freesia. This is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I just wanted a very little border of the soft succulent. I don't know about you, but I'm a purple girl. And I love this purple. And it's so funny because you see a color and you think, oh, well, that's really close to Purple Posy. If you haven't seen the new in colors, there is a video on my Facebook page that you can find where I did a comparison with a whole bunch of the different core colors, including some of the retiring in colors. And this doesn't look anything like, it is much deeper than the Purple Posy. All right, so now we're going to make that beautiful black frame. And I am using this large frame. This, if you've been around for a while with Stampin' Up, I've been around over 17 years as a demonstrator and probably, I don't know, close to 20 as a customer. And we used to have corner punches, and then we had straight border punches. And we had this pattern back in the day. And it was a little bit of a bear to try to work through and get it to line up appropriately and all that. but they have made it very easy on this particular product because it is already all in one piece for us. So I'm scraping off some of my well-loved cutting pad here. I had a few pieces left from the last thing I die cut. So I'm going to run this through my die cutting and embossing machine, or as I like to call it, the Boss. It sits to my left, so I will do that off camera rather than trying to bring that in here. But I wanted to show you how I run my rectangles, my squares, any border dies, anything like that. I always make sure I'm putting it through on an angle. And the reason for that is when those rollers come in and they hit, all the pressure is consistent. If it's straight on, well, over time this starts to bow, right? Get that boat shape in it. So by doing this, you prevent that from happening, or at least not happening as quickly, shall I say. So always at an angle with anything that has a point, any kind of a point or a straight edge, right? So squares, rectangles, even ovals I will put down at a slight angle so that it's not hitting the tip of that oval with all the pressure at one time. All right. And you can see all the pieces just popping out there. Even the ones that are still hanging around are just coming out with the touch of my fingernails. So there we have our beautiful frame. And you know what? Some of these make really cute half moons if you cut them, or even 3/4 moons. And if you align that, that would be a great mat for a photo in your scrapbooking, right? So you can always do double duty with some of our frame dies simply by making sure when you mount it or put the die down on it that you are centering it correctly so that you have an equal border. Because we all want the most out of our products, right? All right, we're going to put this on here like so. I got that fairly straight. I'm happy with that. All right, so now we are ready for our flowers, and let me pull them in here and see if we are dry. Looks like we are. Okay, so we're going to color with our blends, and I am using some of the in colors for this as well. I am using the Soft Succulent, light and dark. I'm using Fresh Freesia, light and dark. I'm using Polished Pink, and I'm using Daffodil, dark Daffodil. That is the only non-in color that I'm using, and I'm really just putting that in the center of what's going to become my Fresh Freesia flower. So we're going to start with, oh, not this end. Do you guys do that? Even though it's marked, I consistently grab the wrong end. I do the same thing with our Stampin' Right markers. I haven't used our Stampin' Right markers very much with the introduction of the blends. I think we all love the blends so much. So I think I'm going to start a series tomorrow on my Facebook page, different things you can do with the Stampin' Right markers, because they need some love too. So even though it's dry, I'm being very careful not to go over the black lines, right? Because it still could smear just because of that pearlized surface. So I'm just adding some dark Freesia there where there were some detail marks on the flower. Whoops. And of course, all of these products that are the in color products are going to be brand new this year. Our in colors run for 2 years, right? So these are the 2021, 2023. I can't even believe I'm saying those years. In colors. I paused because I think it's so funny that all those years ago, when my consultant called me and said, oh, you had a great party, your friends really like this, you should do it, and I signed up for the discount. And I'll bet there's a lot of us out there that signed up for the discount. But here I am 17 years later, loving what I do. And COVID, of course, took me from fully in person to being able to share with many more people because now we are virtual, right? So we've done the soft succulent. Again, I'm going to come back in here on those little detail lines that just adds a little bit of something, something. Especially on the leaves, I think, all right? Those veins, if you will. Okay. So then the last thing to do is that beautiful flower, and we are going to use the dark polished pink. And this was another color. I thought, oh, that's going to be a lot like magenta. It's really not. I think magenta has more, either blue or purple. I'm not sure what it is that's shading that one, but, and I would say this one has more red in it. But they're both very pretty colors. This stamp definitely looks hand-drawn, right? And my customers are going to be enjoying getting all these in colors. I do an in color club every year. And so they will enjoy the in color club and getting all their in colors over the next 5 months. It's a nice way to do it because you can budget out your expenses and collect your colors and give each color its own month of love, right? Okay, so we have our flower done. I'm going to set that aside once again. We'll put that right there. Where's my thanks? Okay, here's my thanks. And if that was dry, then I'm pretty confident that this is dry. And I am going to get this is the new In Color DSP patterns. I love this pattern. I think it's so cute. And then the other side's cute too. I can see this as wallpaper. Put that behind the welcoming window that's in the current January through June mini catalog. That would be really cute in there. We're going to use it just as our accent on the base here. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in one of the other in color items that will be in my club. And that is this beautiful ribbon that has the satin edges and then the sheer center. This comes in every color again. See, I cheated. I had that paper before and I had stamped it. So you can always use 2 sides to every sheet of paper, right? One of the reasons we love Stampin' Up! Because that's not necessarily true with all cardstocks out there. Grab a pair of snips. Sure. These snips have seen better days because I use them a lot for my glues at this table. But that's okay. I also like to take my seal. Now, I'm going to tell you, you guys probably know this tip already. If you're having problems getting your seal to start up again, maybe when you finished using it, you forgot to do the kickback. You know, you're supposed to kind of go like this when you're done so it comes off the nose. Instead of continually moving it forward with your fingers and then ending up with sticky on your fingers, use your silicone pad to get it started. And then you don't have any problems. But I just did it again. I heard it tear instead of doing, there we go. So we've got that. We're going to go ahead and mount that. But yes, your silicone pad will allow you to start. Of course, another way to do it is to go over a space where you already laid some down, some of the seal down. And we're going to go ahead and put this right here on our card. That looks pretty good. I'm going to make a quick bow. This is so soft to work with that bows are, I'm going to say fairly easy, and then watch because I'm with you all. I'm going to have a problem. There we go. And then we can make that as wide or as small as we would like just by pulling on the tails. I call these air bows because I tie them up in the air, and my customers know that this is about the only kind of bow I can tie. If it's on the project, forget about it. It's probably not happening. I'm going to make this tails just a little bit shorter. But this really is very nice ribbon to work with, and I'm thrilled once again that we have it in all the colors. We're going to grab a glue dot. If you haven't bought glue dots in a while, they have changed. And now, instead of the glue dot being on the roll, the glue dot is on the inside of the paper. So we're just going to press down on that. And did I get it, or is it actually on my finger? No, I did get it, but I do have one on my finger too. Do you see that? I'm going to put that right here. Okay. All right, so the last thing we're going to do, well, we have two things we're going to do yet. We're going to go ahead and put our tag on. And I'm going to grab my dimensionals. I'm going to do 3 because I don't want the center to dip down. And when these cards go through the postal system, whooey, the rollers and everything that go across them and over them are wicked. Wicked, wicked. So we're going to try to put that on there straight. It's harder when you're working away than when you're right over it. And then I have the jewels. These are the 21, 23 in color jewels. So we have the Fresh Freesia, the Soft Succulent, the Evening Evergreen, Pale Papaya, and Polished Pink. And I'm looking for my Take Your Pick tool. And I used the middle size, so I think I like the middle size. I was going to try the smaller side. All right. I think I need to either put a putty refill in, which, how about that? Don't you love that the putty refill actually comes with the Take Your Pick tool? All the great pieces with this for $10 is really awesome. Okay. So we have that. And then the last thing I'm going to do real quick is to take my Wink Stella and add just a little bit more sparkle. Like I said at the beginning, and I don't know if you'll even be able to notice it on camera, but the pearlized paper itself has a bit of sparkle to it, not a huge amount. Shimmer, maybe might be a better word for the pearlized paper, but I wanted to just make these images pop just a little bit more. So I'm just giving it some little love here. And I'm not going to try to do the stems necessarily, at least not on camera. I might go back later and do it, right? But we're just going to add, tail of the ribbon, just a little bit more sparkle. Because who doesn't like sparkle and bling, right? All right, ladies, there, or gentlemen, there is our in color hand-penned project. It is a quick one. Just a die cut and a punch and some ribbon are your accents. And I think it's really pretty. Some of my customers who ordered from me in the month of April, okay, I can talk, really, I can. In the month of April, will be getting these as a thank you. And hopefully they will love them as much as I do, and hopefully as much as you did. So remember, if you liked what you saw and you're not a subscriber, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment, a thumbs up, hit the bell so that you're notified when the next video goes up. And thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a great week, and I'll be back next Monday with another Make It Monday. Have a good one, guys. Bye.